Welcome back to the Titan Talk podcast. We are back with episode 27. This is the first episode after a couple of big things have happened across the NFL. Obviously we have the Myles Garrett trade to the Rams. We've also got a lot of OTA news and a lot of news going into training camp and preseason. We're getting pretty close to preseason now. We're just 39 days away until the Titans' first preseason game of the 2026 season. We're going to get into when exactly the training camp dates are going to be this year. And we're also going to dive into our preseason power rankings before the preseason gets here. So we're going to get things started first with going over the training camp dates here. So there's going to be...
Can I give a shout out real quick?
Do what?
Can I give a shout out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Joey Chestnut, man. When Joey Chestnut gobbles those glizzies and he wins the hot dog eating competition, that's whenever you know the NFL season is upon us and we are getting lightning close.
I mean, yeah, he's the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest hot dog eating contest champion of all time.
Is there an athlete? Is there an athlete in like world history that is better at their selected sport than Joey Chestnut is at eating hot dogs? I don't think so.
That's a good debate, to be honest. I mean, you've seen him for years dominate every single competition, every July 4th. I always turn the TV on, and he's always holding up a championship belt or trophy. So, I mean, he's obviously doing something, right? The first of the training camp dates will be on August the 1st on a Saturday, where it will be at the Vanderbilt Health Center, I believe. That's what they're calling it now. It's where the Tennessee Titans practice. It's where their office is and all that. And they're also doing the same one on the 3rd, which I believe is that Monday. And then they're having one that next day on the 4th. And then they're having one on the 7th. But the one on the 7th will be on, I think it's on a Friday at 5. It will be at Nissan Stadium. And they said this year there's going to be a huge fireworks show to follow the event, since it will be the last ever practice in the old stadium. And then after that, they're going back to the Vanderbilt Health facility on the 9th, and then they got one on the 17th. Then they got a joint practice against the Seattle Seahawks on August the 21st, and then they also have another joint practice to end out the training camp dates with the Chicago Bears on August the 27th. So that's all of the training camp dates. We're going to try our best to be at a couple of those. Maybe one, just depends on how quick tickets get claimed and all that. They go crazy. I think last year every single day was booked up within 10 minutes of it going up. So it's absolutely crazy to get tickets to that. But now we're going to get into our power rankings for all 32 teams, our preseason power rankings. So Luke, do you want to go first and read off your 32 to 20 teams?
32 for me is going to be the Miami Dolphins. I just think they're going to be absolutely horrible. I don't believe in Malik Willis at all. Number 31 is also in the AFC East. The New York Jets. Number 30, we've got Fernando Mendoza and the Las Vegas Raiders. I just don't believe in that rookie quarterback. Number 29, the Cleveland Browns. Shooter Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, doesn't matter. They all suck. Number 28, the team stole a running back from us. The Arizona Cardinals, who have it 28. 27 is the Saints. I think they're going to be around the same as they were last year. 26 is the Titans. I think we're going to improve, but I'm not sold on us yet. Cam Ward, they look a little rocky right now, all the reports we've been hearing. 25 is the Panthers. I think they're going to take a step back. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs again. 24, Giants. 23, Commanders. Probably the first big shock. I do not think the Commanders are going to bounce back to what they initially saw in Jaden Daniels' rookie season. I think they're going to stay around what they were last year, injury concerns, and I just don't all around think that they're going to be that great of a team. They're at 23 for me. 22 is Atlanta. I'm willing to put them up higher because I am a Tua Tagovailoa believer. But I'm scared that Michael Penix is going to be involved in that situation a little too much. They have offensive weapons. Number 21, another pretty big surprise is the Bucks. Losing Mike Evans, they sort of collapsed toward the end of last season after the red-hot start. I don't think they're going to be able to find their magic that they had in the first, 5-6 weeks of the season last year. And then rounding out number 20 is the Indianapolis Colts. People say, oh, when Daniel Jones got hurt, that's when the Colts collapsed. Before that, they were good. Not true. The Colts were collapsing before Daniel Jones got hurt.
All right, yeah, I think we have a lot of similarities between the two of our bottom 12 here, but there is some shocks, I think, in both here as we're going to get into mine next here. So, up first, I have 32 for me is the New York Jets. I don't think they're going to be that good of a football team. They have Geno Smith at quarterback. You've seen him leading the league in interceptions last year, and they pretty much have nothing else on their team besides that. I mean, you could count Brees Hall, but he's gone after this year as well. But 31 for me would be the Miami Dolphins. Just like Luke said, I don't really believe on anything that they're doing. Uh, 30 for me would be the Arizona Cardinals. 29 would be the Las Vegas Raiders. 28 would be the Cleveland Browns. 27 would be the New Orleans Saints. I don't think the Saints are that good. As stated previously, I do not believe in their quarterback whatsoever. I think he's 10 times worse than Cam Ward. Then 26, I have the New York Giants here. I don't believe in anything going on there either. Kind of the same situation. I think it's a lot of false hope and false hype that's going around that team. But 25 for me, this might be a big shock. I have the Indianapolis Colts at 25. I think they might be a bottom three team in football this year. It's kind of surprising to say that, but I think it's possible, especially you've seen how sloppy they played in the end of that season last year and how few moves they made in the offseason this year. 24 for me would be the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they have anything going on there besides their running back and Bijan Robinson. You have a couple good targets like Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but they can't really get them the ball. They have no quarterback to get them the ball, and they have no defense whatsoever on that side of the ball. 23 for me would be the Tennessee Titans. I think they could go up higher on this list as the season goes along, but I think this is a fair starting point for the Titans here at 23. 22, this is a big shocker. I have the Los Angeles Chargers at 22 here for me. I don't really believe in anything they're doing besides Justin Herbert. He's a good quarterback, but he has no help on the offense whatsoever. He has no offensive line. He has no targets whatsoever, and I think their starting running back is Amarion Hampton, a rookie or a second-year running back coming out of somewhere in college. I don't forgot the college, but 21 for me would be the Washington Commanders, and number 20 for me would be the Carolina Panthers.
So, not a lot of really big discrepancies so far on our list. I think we have the Commanders quite lower than what most people would think.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt that way with the Commanders and the Colts. I think a lot of people that's obviously not Titans fans, I think they're going to have the Colts ranked around 15 to 16 just based off of how hot of a start they was last year. And then they pretty much just fumbled that away with Phillip Rivers and everything after the Daniel Jones injury. But like you mentioned, it was falling down way before his injury as well. So don't really believe in them this year. Do you want to get started with your 20 through 10 teams?
Yeah, absolutely. One's our 20s.
Well, 20 going up to 10.
All right. So 20, of course, was the Colts. We just went over that. Number 19 for me is sticking in the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do not think they're going to be as good as they once were last season. Number 18, this is probably one of the big shocks for a lot of people, the Minnesota Vikings. I think Kyler Murray is going to turn that team around. I think the Minnesota Vikings aren't just going to be good. I think they're going to be great, probably a top 10 team. Just not putting them in there yet. Number 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can Rodgers find one more vintage season in him? I don't know. Johnny Romo might say. Number 16, the Chargers. I thought you had the Chargers pretty low, Nate. I thought I had the Chargers pretty low, but 16 is pretty crazy. 15, Texans. Their defense is what keeps them in the top 15. 14 is the Packers. 13 is the Cowboys, team with good offensive firepower but has a lot to prove. 12 is 49ers. Hopefully they can avoid their injuries. Number 11, the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 10, you may wait.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Number 10, the Cincinnati Bengals. With their just the players, the hype alone, that puts them at 10.
I think this, looking at my list, I think this is where we have a lot of differences between the two of us here. For number 20 for me, obviously, was the Carolina Panthers. Number 19, I have the Minnesota Vikings. This one, I don't think you're going to agree with whatsoever. Number 18, I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 18 for me. And then
He's
17,
at 18, Nate. Come on.
I don't know, they just lost their wide receiver one for this year, I believe, and I don't know, they got Kenneth Walker, but they have no defense besides that. They lost all their cornerback room, so I think they're going to take a pretty big step back. Number 17 for me is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 16, this is a big shocker. I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 16. Number 15, I have the New England Patriots. Number 14, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. 13, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 12, I have the Green Bay Packers. Number 11, I have the Houston Texans. And number 10 for me, I think this is a bit high, but I can't really put them lower than this. I have the Baltimore Ravens at number 10 for me.
Ravens at 10. Very interesting.
I don't know. I don't really believe in them that much either, but I think with just Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry alone, I can't really put them any lower. I don't think.
All right, you ready for my top 10?
You go for it.
Number 9, Detroit Lions. Think they're once again going to be stuck in sort of purgatory. Not really Super Bowl efficient, but close. Number 8, the Chicago Bears. Think they're a young team. Still a lot to prove. I need to see them have back-to-back consistent seasons. The same thing is going to go for the Seattle Seahawks, number 7. They're Super Bowl champions, but I don't have them in my top 5. Number 6, sort of the same situation as the Bears, the Patriots. I need to see more consistency out of Drake May, and I don't know how this Mike Vrabel situation is going to affect him. I can't imagine it's positively. Number 5 is the Baltimore Ravens. We said it last year, Nate, but this is serious. This is the last year of their window. Number 4, the Denver Broncos. I'm still a Bronco believer. I still think have the capabilities to win a Super Bowl and the firepower as well. Number 3, Buffalo Bills. Same thing that I said for Baltimore sort of applies to Buffalo. I really do think this is make or break for Buffalo. If they don't win this year, I don't think it's going to be really realistic that they're going to have another window. Number 2, because of Patrick Mahomes alone, the Kansas City Chiefs are the number 2 favorite team, in my opinion, to win the Super Bowl. You can say what you want about the Chiefs. I think the Rashee Rice situation is going to probably work itself out. I don't know what necessarily is going to be in that situation. I think the Chiefs are going to have more to prove this season than any other team in the league. And number 1, the acquisition of Myles Garrett, the Los Angeles Rams.
I think what really surprised me is I know you said that you had the Chiefs in your top 5, but hearing them at number 2 has really shocked me. I mean, what do you really see in that team that makes you believe in them?
Because I think Patrick Mahomes, with his back against the wall, it's a dangerous thing, and the whole entire league should be. I mean, they should be concerned. They really should. Simple as that. I think Patrick Mahomes alone, there went my chewing gum. Patrick Mahomes alone, I think, can put them in this exact situation. You know?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, they still have a great coach too, and Andy Reid. Um, like you mentioned, Patrick Mahomes probably top 2 quarterback in the league. But yeah, what really concerns me is their
What you just
defense.
say?
I said a top 2 quarterback in the league. I don't think he's top 1.
You don't think Patrick Mahomes is the top one quarterback in the league? Are you smoking?
No, I think we're gonna get into that in our quarterback rankings next week.
Patrick Mahomes? Well,
I
you
don't
guys
know.
got to stay tuned for the quarterback episode because that is unbelievable.
My number 1 might shock a lot of people. I mean, it's not surprising that I have him ranked high, but 1 might surprise a lot of people. Gonna get into that here in a little bit. That quarterback is actually my top 10 as well. So, getting into my top 10, obviously I have the Baltimore Ravens number 10. Number 9 for me, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Number 8, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 7, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Number 6, I have the Detroit Lions. Number 5, I have the Denver Broncos. Number 4, I have the Chicago Bears, who I think will take a pretty big step forward this year. I think they will improve pretty much by a lot. I mean, you've already seen them made the divisional round of the playoffs last year, and I think it's only going to go up from here with their offseason additions. Number 3 for me is the Seattle Seahawks. Number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills, and obviously number 1, I think it would be crazy to have any other team in the top spot, especially after the Myles Garrett trade. It's the Los Angeles Rams. At this point, I would be severely shocked if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl this year. That might just be me, but I think if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl this year, I think that's kind of concerning for them. And because I mean, like, I think we've mentioned it in the past too. I think the Rams Super Bowl window is closing, even though it's been open for a while. I just don't see it being there much longer. It just depends on Matthew Stafford. I'm not really a Ty Simpson believer. That was their first round pick this year, but I think this is the year that the Rams are having to hit the nail with the hammer and get this done. What also we didn't really mention, which still is a big possibility, is Aaron Donald joining the Rams. I've been seeing that a lot over the past couple weeks. From what I've seen from Adam Schefter, he reported on X a couple weeks ago. He said that Aaron Donald is more likely to come back than not. So,
If Aaron Donald comes back, who's to say the Rams might not be like the most favored team to win a Super Bowl in at least probably my NFL experience? What can you say about the Rams?
I mean, they
Like the
literally
only
have
thing Nate
everything.
is I don't know that I've ever went in besides maybe a couple of those Brady era like 2018 Patriots, such as seasons like that. I don't know that I've ever seen a team come in and like you're looking like these people, if they do not win the Super Bowl this year, it's a failure. If the Rams make the Super Bowl and lose by an overtime field goal, it's still a failure for them. If the Titans make the divisional round, then it's, you know, parades in the streets and we're painting a statue of Cam Ward outside the stadium. But if the Rams don't win a Super Bowl, it's a disappointment. That's sort of a crazy thing to think, crazy thing to say. And I don't think your rankings are out of the line. I think the Steelers are a little too high. I think Dallas is a little too high. I think Kansas City. Not having Kansas City in your top five, I think, is a mistake.
I don't know. I see where you're coming from in all your rankings, except obviously the Chiefs. I think all of them I can see where you're coming from. I think I'm more high on a couple of teams than you are, like the Cowboys and the Bears. There's a couple teams that I really believe in. For me personally, I think the Bengals have a really good shot at making the Super Bowl this year, surprisingly. I think with the.
All right, listen, mate. The problem with the saying the Bengals are going to make the Super Bowl this year, but we've been saying that since Joe Burrow's sophomore season. Now. We've been saying, all right, this is the year for the Bengals. This is the year for the Bengals. Until they make a change of head coach, until they really go all out in their defense, I can't necessarily say that I'm going to see them in the AFC Championship. And don't get me wrong, the Bengals can beat any team in the NFL, but consistency is their issue.
The thing that really makes me believe in them the most, and this pretty much can go for pretty much any AFC team. I think the AFC, this is as wide open as it's been, I think, in the past decade of playing football. I think if you're looking out of the 16 teams that are in the AFC, I could see probably at least 10 or 12 of them making the Super Bowl just because of how wide open it is. I know it might sound crazy. I think I could see the Titans making the Super Bowl this year. I could see the Jaguars making the Super Bowl. I could see not the Cowboys, the Texans making the Super Bowl. I could see the Bills making it. I could see the Bengals. There's just a wide variety of teams that I can see just make the Super Bowl just because of how, I guess, less talented it has been in the past few years. Obviously, past couple of seasons, we've had a big era with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, which I know we disagree a lot on that Chiefs stuff, but I think Josh Allen, this might be the year he makes it because he finally has a wide receiver one in DJ Moore. I honestly could see the Bills also making the Super Bowl this year too, but I don't think they're going to win it.
Right, here's the thing. I don't think they upgraded from Sean McDermott. No disrespect to Joe Brady, but Sean McDermott, they did not upgrade. Nate, Patrick Mahomes wasn't there. The Ravens weren't there. The Bengals weren't there. The Chargers were hurt. They had a young Patriots team. When's it going to be easier? There is no easier path to the Super Bowl for the Bills than what it was. I agree with you. The Bills have an opportunity. But when has it ever been easier than it was last season?
I agree with you a lot. I mean, like you mentioned, the Patriots making the Super Bowl last year, I think that's almost what you can call a fluke. I still to this day, I do not think they were a good football team last year. They just got by with an easy schedule, and that's why I have them so low in my rankings. I have them 15. I think they're going to miss the playoffs this year. I do not think they're even going to have a winning record this year. Obviously, they picked up A.J. Brown. They've picked up Kevin Byard, a lot of ex-Titans, because, Mike Vrabel's there, but I just don't really believe in the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, he is a pretty decent coach, all things considered. But nothing really stands out to me in that roster for me to say that I can see them 100% making the playoffs. This might sound crazy to say, but I honestly could see the Titans making the playoffs over the Patriots this year. That's probably biased, but that's where my head's at right now. Oh,
Yeah, definitely reasonable thought process, and I could possibly agree. I just don't think the Patriots are going to be as good, and I need to see consistency out of these teams who are really young that went far last year, like the Broncos, like the Patriots, like the Bears.
I was gonna ask you who's your favorite to win the AFC South currently.
I want to say Titans. Realistically speaking, probably the Texans.
It's kind of what I was thinking. I've battled that for the past couple weeks too. Who I think's gonna come out on top of the AFC South. I honestly could see either one of the three teams winning it: the Texans, Jags, or Titans. Colts, there's no shot. If the Colts win the AFC South and make the playoffs, I will do some type of dare because that's not gonna happen. I don't even think the Colts are gonna make the playoffs, let alone that. So I don't know. I just do not think. I, I feel like I say this every year though. The Colts, there's nothing really to believe there. They have no quarterback. They have no offense. They have no head coach. I think if they fail to even make the playoffs this year, I think this could be Shane Steichen's last season as the Indianapolis Colts quarterback, but head coach. But I don't know. I think I gotta agree with you. I think the Texans probably have the best shot to win the AFC South this year, even though they have no offense. They have the best
Yeah,
defense
that's what I
in
was
the
gonna say.
league, but man, that defense, you just really can't look past it because of how elite it is, especially secondary and just edge rushers alone. They have Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., both ends of the defensive line. When you pair that up with Jalen Petrie and Derek Stingley Jr. in the backfield, there's no getting by that on offense. I mean, it their games is just going to come down to if the offense they're playing is 10 times as better as theirs. I think that's the only thing it's going to come down to because their offense is obviously not going to score 30 points this season. I think I can confidently say that. They have no wide receivers. Sure, they got David Montgomery in the backfield, but I think the Texans might have one of the worst offenses in the entire NFL. That might be crazy to say, but I I just don't believe in the Texans offense all that much. All right, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Titan Talk podcast. Thank you all for watching episode 27. You can catch us back here next week with the Titan Roundtable episode 2. We're going to have the guys there. We're going to go over everything that's happened since the last episode. I think our first one was a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks after the Super Bowl, I believe, but we're going to recap all our thoughts there. Then after that, obviously, we're going to have a live stream that we do on the weekends sometime in the near future. And then after that, episode 28 of the Titan Talk podcast, we will be doing the quarterback rankings as we are getting pretty close to preseason here. So before you know it, we'll be recapping the preseason games and even regular season games coming up here too. So a lot to look forward to there as we are nearing the start of the 2026 NFL season. That's going to wrap it up for me. Is there anything you want to add on, Luke?
I completely agree, and I am excited for football.
I was mentioning it to someone earlier. It feels like this off season has flown by. Like it feels like the Super Bowl is a couple weeks ago.
I agree, honestly, but I cannot lie to you. I am so excited for the actual NFL to start.
Me too. I'm super excited, but we will catch y'all next time, and we will see y'all soon.